Yes, sir, wedding bells finally rang in the life of Margie Blake. Back from their honeymoon, she and Tim are headed for a life of wedded bliss, they think. Yes, the honeymoon is over for Tim, now that he starts back to work. And it's over for Margie, too, as she enters her bright new kitchen to cook her first meal. Can she prepare those favorite dishes of Tim's, just like his mother used to make? What would he like for dinner? He just loves chocolate cake. Go ahead, try one. All you have to do is follow the recipe.
For this recipe, you will need 2 cups of sugar, 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 3/4 cups of cocoa, 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 eggs, 1 cup of milk, a 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 1 cup of boiling water. Go.
First, heat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Since baking is an endothermic process and therefore requires heat to occur. But let's take a deeper look. What exactly does the heat do? In this situation, a number of chemical reactions are occurring when you bake, a few being: 1. Heat allows the baking powder to produce bubbles of carbon dioxide, which make the cake light and fluffy. 2. Heat also causes the amino acids in the eggs whites to undergo denaturation and make the cake firm.
Now that your oven is all hot, stir together the sugar, flour, cocoa, baking powder, baking soda, and salt in a large bowl. Notice that there are no liquids in this mixture. That is because a majority of the products in the bowl react with water, which comes later.
For example, when water is added to flour, the 2 proteins, gluten and gliadin, bond, forming gluten. While this is particularly good for bread and other sturdy pastries, cakes are supposed to be soft, so how to combat this?
The answer is sugar. When sugar and flour are combined with water, the 2 proteins instead are attracted to the sugar molecules, and very little gluten is formed. You not only have a sweet treat, but also a moist one.
Adding milk to the batter also has the same effect, since milk contains the sugar lactose. Lactose bonds with the gluten and gliadin molecules, thus hindering gluten formation.
The baking powder and baking soda have the same purpose in the recipe. They both release carbon dioxide bubbles that keep the cake from being too dense. When either is combined with the liquid acid, such as citrus juice, milk, or honey, a single replacement occurs that yields a cation, water, and a gas, carbon dioxide.
Next on the list is salt. Salt is added to the batter to make the pastry more elastic and also help conceal the bitter taste. On a chemical level, charged amino acids in the flour react with the salt ions. The result is a pastry with a better texture because the reaction between the flour and the salt results in organized gluten fibers.
That's all for dry ingredients. Let's move on to the liquids. In your bowl, add eggs, milk, oil, vanilla, and boiling water.
As mentioned before, the eggs are important because the denaturated amino acids in the egg whites give the cake structure by forcing out the moisture when heated. However, egg yolks keep the cake moist and rich. Make sure to bring the eggs to room temperature before mixing, as cold eggs do not combine correctly with butter and sugar.
Milk and oil are fats and therefore keep the batter tender. The fat coats the proteins in flour and prevents them from bonding with water and forming gluten.
Now that all your ingredients have been mixed together, it's time to pour the batter into a pan and bake for 30 to 35 minutes. Once a wooden peg can be inserted in the center and come out clean, cool the cake for 10 minutes.
Yes, even Margie found that she could learn to cook when she discovered the significance of the terms used in cooking. And Tim will never know she ruined her first cake.